The Premier League returns this weekend and it could prove a pivotal period in the title race. Will Arsenal pull clear? And will Liverpool or Manchester City emerge as their biggest threat? The Premier League returns this weekend and our focus this morning is on the title race. The Opta supercomputer has calculated that Arsenal are now favourites. But who will be their biggest threat? Former Premier League striker Charlie Austin is our guest this morning. Charlie, is their biggest threat Liverpool or Manchester City?
Liverpool, because they are expected to be the biggest threat to Arsenal.
Right, we're getting into that. Premier League is back this weekend and we're all set for a potentially pivotal run of games before the November international break. Will we see Arsenal pull clear in the title race, with Liverpool and Manchester City facing a potentially tougher run of fixtures? First, here's a reminder of where we stand. Arsenal put in a convincing display in a 2-0 win over West Ham. It was Arsenal's third win in 4 games and it sent them top of the table. Manchester City also won. They beat Brentford 1-0 thanks to that man Erling Haaland. 9 league goals this season, Erling Haaland. Defeat for Liverpool though, they look...
Stoppage time drama at Stamford Bridge. They are on the brink of downing the champions.
Well, that defeat for Liverpool meant Arsenal went into the international break 1 point clear at the top of the Premier League. Even though City are below Tottenham and Bournemouth, the bookies have them as third favourites for the title, and they are just 3 behind Arsenal. Good morning to Charlie Austin. Right, that could all change in the coming weeks, we know that. Each club has 4 Premier League fixtures before the next set of international fixtures. Let's show them actually for Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester City. Do you think that Arsenal will pull clear over these next few weeks?
I do, because I think Arsenal will win their next 4 games up until the next international break. Fulham at home. Yes.
Fulham away.
Fulham away, so it's a tough test, but you'd expect them to win. Palace at home, they're solid at the Emirates, and if it was going at Palace, you could argue that the good run Palace have been on. Burnley away, you expect them to win, and Sunderland away, you expect them to win. So for me, I think it'd be 4 wins out of 4.
Right, so you've got Arsenal with maximum points, so that means that they would 100% be top of the league. Of
course.
But then, if they're going to pull clear, where are Liverpool and Man City going to drop points? Remember that they do have to play each other.
Of course, and this is where I see it as I think Arsenal will win 4 out of 4, but I also think Liverpool and Man City will win their first 3 games. And then when they play against each other, I think it will be a draw.
Which actually, although it would mean that Arsenal go a couple more points clear of both clubs, so they'd be 3 points clear of Liverpool rather than just the 1 at the moment. Liverpool and Man City, given that they've got to play each other, and given looking at those fixtures on paper, I think all 3 clubs, would you say that they'd all be fairly happy? Or would Man City be unhappy because they are at home to Liverpool?
You'd have to say Man City would be unhappy because they're at home to Liverpool, but I think you'd, on the flip side of that, Liverpool will be looking at it, be going, well, we expect to win all 4 of them games. Man City will be expecting to win all 4 of them games. And we're only having this discussion because Man City and Liverpool are playing against each other. But I do think come the next international break, Arsenal will extend their lead. Yes, there won't be a big gap or anything like that, but they will extend their lead and be title favourites, really.
Well, let's talk about the Opta supercomputer, all right? It crunches all the numbers, it runs thousands of permutations, etc., and simulations to determine the most likely outcomes, and they have got Arsenal at favourite at 44%, Liverpool 31%, and Manchester City at 14%. So they've got Arsenal as favourites. Who do you think are the biggest threat to Arsenal this season, Liverpool or Manchester City?
I understand why they have Arsenal as favourites. I just think the percentages probably could come down a bit more because you can never rule out Manchester City. Liverpool will arguably be second favourites and will run them close, but it'll be tight. You can never rule out a Pep Guardiola team, a Man City team with that quality and with a goal scorer in their team that's showing the form that he did when he first came in the Premier League, Erling Haaland. It's hard to rule them out or not have them fully in contention to win the Premier League.
There's loads of messages going along the bottom of the screen. There was one from Rick who said that the biggest threat to Arsenal is Arsenal themselves. Do you understand what he means?
I understand what he means because and this has been the question over the last 1, 2, 3 years, that the question's always been they haven't got a goal scorer. They've been lucky with injuries. They haven't got the squad. Well, at the moment, they have built a squad. Mikel Arteta has built a squad big enough to deal with the amount of games that come and the demand of the Premier League. And look, they're showing that. They're rightly so at the top of the league. And the next 4 games are probably going to prove that their squad is strong enough and big enough to continue the fight all the way to the end.
Most of these Liverpool and Manchester City players have won the Premier League before, crucially. And that's our poll at the moment, is who is the biggest threat to Arsenal? Like I just asked Charlie, is it Liverpool or Manchester City? At the moment, Liverpool with 54% just beating Manchester City, and you were torn between the two, so I suppose that doesn't surprise you that it's not that far off 50-50.
Because there's never going to be a big margin between them two, because Arsenal, you say number one, but then it's them two, and it is close between them two. That's the issue, that there's no defining figure where you're like, oh, Man City have the edge or Liverpool do. They are tight, and it's going to run all the way to the wire. And we're having this conversation in October, and it's only going to be going month after month after month, because we know the demand of the Premier League.
The game on Sunday, one of the Super Sunday games, is huge, because it's Liverpool against Manchester United. By the way, tomorrow, special 1-hour show from 10 o'clock here on Sky Sports FC, building up to that game. First of all, Liverpool or Manchester United, who needs the win more?
I was thinking about this, who actually needs to win more, Liverpool, but I think it is down to Liverpool. Yes, they're playing at home, but this could be 3 losses on the spin in the Premier League. This hasn't happened since 2021, when there was no fans in the stadium, when they lost 4. They went through that bad home form run. But I just feel this one is so important that they get back on track. And then the flip side of that to Man United, they go there, like I said previously, it's a free hit for Man United. Doesn't matter how you look at it, it is a free hit, because they are not expected to win.
And their manager's going to get 3 years regardless.
Yeah, regardless of that. But it is a free hit to them. It is free hit to Manchester United, because nobody expects them to win or anything like that. Liverpool are expected to win. But as you know, when Liverpool play Manchester United, other than the 7-0, etc. at Anfield, it's always been a tough game.
Do you think Liverpool will win, though?
I expect them to win, yeah.
Okay.
I expect, of course, you have to say
the kind of games that Manchester United,
of course, they turn up,
spanner in the works,
because they have nothing to lose, though, Tom. This is the thing. Manchester United going there, all going to play. It is a free hit. Liverpool are expected to win. Nobody's expecting Manchester United to win or get anything out of the game, so they can go there, roll their sleeves up, and have a go. And if they lose, oh well, we was expected to, or we can cause an upset, get a draw. Harry Maguire doesn't miss from close range last year. They win 3-2.
But right now we can speak live to Liverpool fan Connor Ray and Manchester City supporter Matthew Kerr. Good morning to both of you. Connor, we will start with you, because Liverpool are higher up in the table, so it's only fair. Do you see Arsenal extending their lead before the next international break?
Yeah, I think the run of fixtures they've got for the next 4 Premier League games are they're definitely more favourable than Liverpool or City. So I'm with Charlie on that one. I'd be surprised if they didn't take maximum points from them. I think if they're not going to, I think it'll be the game at the weekend against Fulham, where they potentially drop points. I would say for Arsenal, though, I think that the thing that keeps me optimistic at the moment, and I don't know if Matthew feels the same, but it's the way Arsenal are playing at the moment that keeps me optimistic. People kept saying about Liverpool that the way we were playing was unsustainable, and I've got the same view on the way Arsenal are sort of reliant on set pieces and kind of scraping 1-0 wins or low scoring wins in Premier League games at the moment as well.
Yeah, what do you think, Matthew? I mean, just to remind you of Arsenal's fixtures, because you'll know your own off the top of your head, but Fulham away, Crystal Palace at home, Burnley away and Sunderland away are their league games between now and the next international break.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see them dropping points in that run there. You know, for me, they've been the strongest team so far this season. Obviously, like the Liverpool fans said, they've not been overly convincing. But they've got the job done, and a couple of their new guys have come in and hit the ground running, and that always helps the team. But yeah, it's across the length of the season. I just can't see them keeping it up. I really can't.
So we can bring up the fixtures actually for all 3 clubs, because Charlie's gone through them, and all 3 of you have actually got Arsenal down to get maximum points. So Connor, if you go through the Liverpool ones, then Matthew can go through the Manchester City ones, and we can work out how many points Arsenal will be clear according to all of you. Liverpool then first, then Connor.
Yeah, but I think similar to as Charlie said, I think that United game on Sunday is a massive game for us. We have to win that one, and for me, it's not even so much about winning it; it's as much as it's the performance that we put in as well. If it's if we manage to scrape a 1-0 win, then I'm worried about us going into Brentford and Villa as well, and definitely the City game. If we put in a decent performance and it looks like things start to click, then I've got us down to take maximum points in those. But then, of course, that City away fixture is the hardest one to predict out of the four. So would you take a draw away at the Etihad? I probably would, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but that's what Charlie had down as well. All right, Matthew, for Manchester City, where are you dropping points, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think Everton isn't a tough game. Well, isn't an easy game. Sorry, I mean, but the fact that Jack Grealish won't be playing is a huge boost. Obviously he's been their main man so far this season, so I fancy us there. Villa away, it's no matter what Villa you face, I feel like that's always a bit of a difficult ground for City to go to. But the way things are at the moment, Villa struggling a little bit, City finding form. I fancy us. Bournemouth, obviously we've talked in length about them in the past. Semenyo's on fire at the moment. Not going to be easy as well, but obviously Liverpool's the big test. I'd probably take a draw as well, in fairness. But you never know in these games if come by then, if Liverpool dropped a few points and it's carried on the way it was just before the international break, I fancy us. But
Matthew,
who's going to be fit by then? And
on the standout of that, and out of all the fixtures, you're playing 3 home games. You've got 3 home games, and then obviously you go to Villa Park, and it depends obviously the form Liverpool are in coming into that game. But I think it's from the City side of it, they'll be looking at we're going for 4 wins. We're going to win our home games. That's what we've done for years on years, and built winning teams. And then we'll go to Villa Park. Yes, as you say, it doesn't matter what team you play against Villa, but you're expected to win, aren't you? That's a scenario. It's just for me now, I think when it comes to after these 4 games, Arsenal will have gone a little bit further ahead because of the way the fixtures fall. But as we both sit there, Liverpool fan, Man City fan, even Arsenal fans, speak to them later, all 4 of you be thinking, do you know what, we're going to take us maximum points, and then it's only because Liverpool City are playing at the end where it's like, oh, this could be a draw. But ultimately City are expected to win because they're at home.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if it was at Anfield, I'm sure it'd be the same for Liverpool, you know. And we've got to, if we want to be serious about winning the title this year, you've got to win these big games. But for me, Liverpool have always been a real tough game. As we know over the years, there's been some amazing clashes. But even when City have been at their best and Liverpool haven't been quite up to their standards, they've still given us a really difficult time. So I know anything can happen in them games. But that's the only reason why I say we might drop points there.
Matthew, on that as well, and the way he's performing and started nine Premier League guys, is you have the best centre forward in the Premier League.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, he's a threat to anyone. But for me, that's if Haaland's fit by that point. I'm not saying he might get injured, but we've been very reliant on Haaland's goals. I think our second top goal scorer in the league is Esteve, who's Burnley's centre half with 2 goals against us.
Matthew, that's nothing new to Man City fans or people watching Man City over the years, because that's what you brought him in for, right? The main man, the goal getter. He's the one that breaks all the records for Man City. It's no surprise when Man City are flying, Erling Haaland's flying.
Yeah, very true. And I suppose the way that Liverpool have been defending of late, Konate's been a bit all over the shop. The right back position's been a bit of a debate. I've definitely fancy Haaland to have field day against Liverpool at the moment, but you never know what can happen in between now and then,
Yeah, we just saw Foden scoring there as well. He's on form as well, right? Talking about Haaland, Connor brings us on to Isak. He did play 2 full games for Sweden, so there's the positive in terms of lacking match fitness. He probably isn't anymore, but he didn't score in those games. How worried are you that he hasn't found the back of the net properly yet?
I'm not yet, I've got to be honest. I think we've seen, even in the games he played before the international break for us, we saw glimpses of him looking sharper game on game, creating chances and taking chances himself that certainly looked more likely to make stuff happen. I think it's going to click for him soon. I think the United game at the weekend, with the way United are defending, especially with that high line that Amram loves playing, I think there's a chance for him to have a bit of a field day against that United defence. And from there, I think once he's got a couple in the Premier League, I think it's all confidence. He's too good a player to be in this kind of run of form for much longer.
Connor, I'm with you, Connor. Like, with on it, too good of a player, bit confidence, be in this run of form. And what a perfect time to do it, obviously, on Sunday against Manchester United at home. The thing is, it's the link-up player, and it's getting the connection, I guess, for the players. As I look at it now, Newcastle, and that's obviously was set up to play for Alexander Isak. he's got to evolve now and remember that the whole team is not set up to play for Alexander Isak, because majority of the time Liverpool will get the ball, everything's the go-to man is Mo Salah.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's been the case the last few years. You're absolutely right, Charlie, and we've seen this season how that looks different for Salah already. Right, when not everything's going through him. I think without being disrespectful to Newcastle at all, I think the difference between Isak in this Liverpool team and that Newcastle team is the quality of the service he's going to get. If he's playing with Salah on the right and the balls that Salah can put into him and Vert's behind him, but when he hits form again and McAllister, Szoboszlai as well, that he's going to be getting more chances than he was getting in a Newcastle team, even though they were set up to treat him as kind of the star man, if you like.
It's a huge few weeks. It is a huge weekend. Connor, Matthew, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.